Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
He's going to be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games. That is a change that happened earlier this morning. Instead of tagging at SCG Tour, our Twitch handle has changed. So tag
fear change
at Star City Games in the chat to make sure Rob can see and send his favorites on over to us.
But you know what never changes?
What?
Our Carnox chairs.
As always, we are brought to you by Star City Games and Carnox Chairs. And you can get 10% off one of these if you go to carnox.com/SCG. That hasn't changed. Same affiliate link, same 10% discount.
Yeah. Thank God we don't have to sit in Dan May's nail chair. I mean,
Yeah,
that
just
sucks.
sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's got a second one at his desk in the office, too. They have two of them.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. That's got to be a violation of some sort of OSA law or something.
Hey, man, we don't want to get anybody in trouble here, so.
I don't know. We'll look into it. We got to help our buddy Dan out.
All right.
We are preparing for SCG regionals coming up this weekend, playing a little bit of Modern, exploring what did well at the various tournaments last weekend.
Yep.
Both of these deck lists we are playing come from the Modern Open that happened in Indianapolis. Yours finished 38th place. Mine finished in first place.
Ding.
38
gold.
is, of course, a bigger number than one, so Corey thinks his deck is better than mine. I don't have the heart to tell him otherwise.
It's like basketball, right? You score more points?
Exactly. So you're going to be playing a what is quickly becoming a pet deck of yours.
Oh, not quickly becoming, has been since
yes.
I won the GP with it. I love Felidar Guardian.
In Modern.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that was a standard deck.
Yes.
I mean, you do know that the second I got done with that tournament, they took my toys away from me. They said you can't play this anymore.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't in Modern. And now that it's popping up in Modern, I'm just reigniting the love that I share between Felidar Guardian and Snowheeli Rise. So.
That is quite the menage a trois.
Yeah. No, wait a minute. Oh, we don't have a copy token for this joke? I was like, it's way more than a menage a trois. There's so many copies.
There's so many. Okay, maybe we should stop that metaphor there.
Yeah.
But this, this archetype with, the Snowheeli combo and the various snow engines, you can basically play any colors that you want. The mana base is great, so you can basically play any cards you want.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of different lists. There isn't really a single core to the deck. This version of the deck was piloted by Raja Suleiman, who defeated me on day one, so I hate him.
Wow.
And I will take pleasure in destroying you in this revenge match.
Fair.
Yes.
Playing a better deck this time for you.
I'm playing. Is it spells deck still? They're basically the same thing.
So do I dare ask how you did at this open?
I did not do well.
Okay.
And this match in particular was not close.
Okay.
I think this build of the deck is quite interesting. I like the flash threat package with Ice Fang Quaddle and Spell Queller, so you can do a lot of things on your opponent's turn. Because when you force the action on your opponent's turn, you get them to tap out. And with this deck, when your opponent taps out, they might be dead.
They might be.
The game might be over.
No, honestly, I mean, everything you said about this deck and archetype is 100% true. It's kind of like Goryo's Vengeance, where, it has this combo built in, and then it's still playing these fair interactive cards, except it's just doing it much better. Because the combo is not comboing off to play a 5/5 and drain some life. The combo is to kill you while disrupting and having a plan B of having the Stoneforge Mystic package with some accelerants thanks to Noble Hierarch. It's just doing everything that I wish Goryo's Vengeance was, except just a ton times better.
Yeah, you can kill on turn 4.
Yeah.
Or you can win a 12 turn.
You can kill on turn 3.
Yeah, you can with a Noble. Yep. So you can kill as early as turn 3. Yeah. That's great. So you can just race Tron decks on the play.
Oh yeah.
And Amulet decks, all these big mana decks, even Storm, that is not going to be particularly interactive against that. Yeah. And that's a great aspect to have. Both Snowheeli and Felidar Guardian are not the worst cards to even just play in the deck. They wouldn't be in the deck otherwise.
Snowheeli's pretty bad, realistically. Yeah. Snowheeli doesn't do a ton, but Felidar Guardian, most of the time, it's out of lightning bolt range. It blocks some of these aggressive decks, and almost no matter what, you point it at anything in your deck, and you're gaining some value from it, except if it's a land. But
Blink Astrolabe, Blink Stoneforge Mystic, get another equipment, Blink Ice Fang Quaddle, draw a card.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can say, if you Quell the counterspell to protect a creature, you can then Felidar Guardian like the Spellqualler.
Yeah.
And then it's no longer there. You don't have to worry about them killing it in response and getting the counterspell back.
Or like a Planeswalker interaction if they already played a second Planeswalker that you quellered, you legend rule them. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of sweet interaction that you
got
do.
some Teferis in this deck, right? Any Teferis?
Yes, there's at least one Teferi, I think, here. So
Teferi also a nice one with Spellqualler.
Yeah. And Teferi just to be able to shut down the interactive part on it. You know, I mean, I remember our first kind of Snowheeli Felidar Guardian Snow deck. We played it against the Soul Herder deck, and we just had a crazy match. Like, it was unbelievably cool. And I played like one Teferi, and you know, there just wasn't many, and then I'm just like, oh my god, Snowheeli, Felidar Guardian, and Teferi are just like the bestest of friends.
Yeah.
Because Teferi not only slows your opponent down, but it stops that interaction for Felidar Guardian and Snowheeli Rai. Because Felidar Guardian and Snowheeli Rai is an insanely powerful combo, it's insanely easy to disrupt. A gut shot breaks this up. All you have to do is deal 1 damage to Snowheeli Rai. Yeah, I know. I knew that would. He wasn't listening to me while I started to go off, but then he heard gut shot and he's like, which archetype? But I'm serious, it's so easily disrupted. Path, lightning bolt, gut shot, counterspell, anything disrupts the combo.
With a fetch land,
exactly.
Dismember.
But which member?
This one.
This one, okay, yeah. But Teferi shuts all that down. So I do think it's just a strict upgrade to have these kind of things, and I really like where this deck is placed by Raja was his name. Yep, I've never met him.
Pile of very powerful fair cards that fit around this really good combo. I think is a great place to be.
Yeah,
and we will put it to the test against a combo deck of my own. Not much
deck as old as time.
Yeah, not much to say about the Storm deck here. The one innovation that Drake made was adding several copies of Merchant Scroll.
Yeah, I saw that, and it looked great. I just watched the top 8, but it looked amazing.
Yeah, one of my issues with the Storm deck when I've played it is that it's not as consistent as I would like at killing on those early turns and racing those decks because it's super reliant on Gifts and Given to do that. And sometimes you just don't draw Gifts and Given in your top 10 or 12 cards.
Yeah.
Now you got an effective 7 copies in game 1, so you're way better at racing. You know, and you don't have to, expose your creature on turn 2. I think a lot of the time you're going to go turn Recantrip, turn 2 Merchant Scroll for gifts, set that up, and then turn 3, play my creature, have an extra mana, and start going off because I have several rituals and a Manamorphose.
And literally the coolest thing I saw from Drake, this play was amazing. I don't know if you caught this. It was in the top 4 against Zach Allen.
Yeah.
And he just goes... Zach has a pact, and he's trying to think if he can combo off this turn. Ends up playing a Past in Flame, which almost assuredly would have been lethal. Zach packs it, and he already Summoner's Pact it during his turn. He has 9 mana, but has a Prime Time in play. So, the Past in Flame goes to the yard, and then he just has Merchant Scroll with 1 other land and just goes, okay, Merchant Scroll for Echoing Truth, bounce Prime Time. Zach has to tap all 9 mana to pay for pack next turn.
Pass back,
and boom, flashes back Past in Flame and just, wins the game very easily from that point. It was a master play, and I thought it was really awesome. So congrats, Drake Sasser. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, you got the 1 Echoing Truth that can answer any problematic permanent in game 1. Merchant Scroll finds that. If you need to maybe draw a card, it can find an opt.
Yeah.
And then it can find a remand if you need an extra turn against, another combo deck or Tron or something like that. So not a ton of functionality, but just enough. You don't want to go overboard. I think anytime somebody puts a tutor in their deck, I see a lot of extraneous tutor targets that are just too narrow and not worth the slot. Drake, very disciplined here, just has the bare minimum of the things that come up frequently and is mainly just using them as extra copies of Gifts and Given. Just good deck build.
Yep, and notably had 2 pieces of disruption, a remand and an echoing truth. Didn't get crazy by playing a 3rd one. Some people do that with gifts so that you can automatically disrupt in some way by picking up 3 targets, 2 of them go to the yard or whatever. Didn't deal with that, just the bare minimum. Echoing truth and remand solved enough problems with Merchant Scroll. I thought it was really good deck building.
Awesome.
So all right.
You're going to be on the
I'm going to go first? All right. Back to my favorite deck. Oh, yeah, we're home. Look at this hand. This hand is just beautiful. I'm going to snap keep this one.
This hand is not awesome, but it seems reasonable. We've got a good mix of lands and spells, and we've got some ways to dig for what we need, so I'll keep it.
Okay, so now I got to have the first testament of what I want to crack for. It's definitely green X. So I'm going to be going to 17.
That's shocking. So no Astrolabe on turn 1.
Exactly.
Sounds like a Noble Hierarch then.
It's definitely a Noble.
I will say the fact that there are only 3 Noble Hierarchs in this deck is 3? Dubious. It's dubious.
Dubious indeed.
You gotta
All
make
right.
room for that Stoneforge package. Come on.
Apparently, Raja is friends with Zach Allen.
Okay.
So I was talking with them, and apparently Zach implored him to play the 4th Noble Hierarch, and shortly before the tournament began,
He's like, nah.
it was cut for a single main deck Spell Pierce. That is dubious.
I like it.
I don't know
Pass
what
to
else
you.
to say. That was a good draw. Okay, so now we know what we need with this sleight of hand.
Okay.
Now we'll cast it. And why did I? Can I get some portal second age sleight of hands? You gave me some really nice
Only if
amulets.
we actually get the Homeland.
White bordered Rob. Come on.
You know, the best card from Homelands by a far margin.
We're a white bordered versus live now.
So I would have liked this if my draw step didn't already sort of make it invalid, but I don't really need another land. At least I don't think I do. I might if I don't find a creature, but this can stall Corey out a bit. So I think I'm just going to take that one.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. So we're going to untap. Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Disagree. Very, very uninteresting.
All right. Now we're going to go with. All right. We got to get red. So either green red or blue red. I don't even know if we have a steam vents here. Let me double check. I know we have stomping ground. And that's probably enough. Yep.
I played Firewolf Canal, and now it just doesn't matter what other lands I get. My mana is perfect.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My mana base always struggles a little bit because I'm doing a lot of things. And we're going to go with turn 2 Snowheeli Rye. You scared?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we're going to tick up, deal you a damage.
Scry 1, I'm a 19.
All right. Scry. I think we want this, so we'll pass to you.
So Drake Chasser would like to say that deck on the right looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, congrats, bud. Nice win. I was just describing your master play against Zach with that Echoing Truth. That had me sitting up in my seat. That was nice. I was like, oh, you're gonna have to pay 9 next turn? Bye, Titan.
The Scry to the top is now scary.
You're not afraid of Snowheeli Rye, but you're afraid of a Scry to the top?
I'm afraid of Snowheeli plus Scry to the top.
Oh, okay.
Because that means...
I think you should be more afraid of Felidar Guardian than whatever is on top.
The problem is, even if I draw a creature next turn, I'm not sure if I can't... So I'd go 1, 3, 4, 1, 2... And so I would have 2 draw steps to another ritual. So I'd have to draw a creature and then draw a ritual within 2 other draws to kill you. That said, the play I'm going to make doesn't really advance me very much, so I think I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. So I got to be afraid of Reman. I'm not sure how many these lists play these days. Going to go with a Canopy. And now, all right, we are going to copy Noble Hierarch.
Sure.
Okay, make a Noble Hierarch, tap that for mana. Go with a Stoneforge Mystic.
That will resolve.
Okay. I'm going to search. Let's see what we want. So Batter Skull is an option. See what else we got here. So Sword and Feast of Famine or Batter Skull. I think I care more about starting to attack Ross's hand. So we're going to get the sword. And then we'll pass it to you.
So, how do I want to play this? My goal is to cast these 2 cards next turn. And I think to set that up, I have a card I can pitch to the sword, so that's not a huge deal, though. Oof. This is a tough game. The sword untapping and leaving, Spell Queller up and things like that. And it does kind of feel like Corey has a Spell Queller here, because there's not really a reason to minus the Snowheeli and then do no attacking unless you really want to leave 3 mana up. So there's got to be a Spell Queller over there. And And if that's the case, I think I just need to draw.
Okay.
That's not a bad one. Pass the turn. Getting
Untap.
a little punished for that sleight of hand decision on turn 1, given what I've drawn, but...
Okay. Well... Now... Definitely don't want to copy. I can't do a sword plus equip plan this turn, so I think we are just going to tick up, deal you damage.
I'm at 18.
All right. I think I'll keep that and then pass to you. Playing it slow and steady.
On your end step.
Yes.
I will go to 17.
Okay.
I'm going to go to 15 and get a steam bounce.
Okay.
I think I want a second red source here.
Okay.
I will cast Pyretic Ritual.
Okay.
I will cast Gifts and Give It.
Well, I don't think I want that to happen.
Yep. You want to tap the Noble and save yourself a life point?
Yeah, I suppose I can do that. Yeah, we'll spell queller that.
Yep. Now,
I'm afraid. So I can't let that gifts happen, but
cast Manamorphose.
okay.
Make blue red.
Okay.
That was good. Okay. Cast Sleight of Hand, red floating.
Okay.
Definitely want this one. And I'm actually going to do this so I can deal with the Noble Hierarch. So I'm going to cast the Desperate Ritual, go to 3 red.
Okay.
Then I'm going to Grape Shot for 4 copies, do
That
3
makes sense.
here and 1 to the Noble. Because if this is Felidar Guardian, I want to cut Corey off from being able to cast it.
So 3 here, 1 here, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll path Noble.
Okay. So you go to 13.
Yep.
You get a basic. I'm going to cast the Gifts Ungiven.
Okay.
And I will think I want to get some creatures and some mana. But do I get 2 rituals or do I get Desperate Manamorphose? I think I just get Desperate Manamorphose. Manamorphose is just the best card in the deck.
Give you the creatures.
Okay. And then I will play a tapped Spirebluff Canal and hope I'm not dead.
All right. You're dead.
You just had the Veldar
Yeah.
the entire time?
Yep. I was
Okay.
trying to play around by spell queller in case because if you had remand, I'm just dead. You know, maybe I shouldn't have played around it, but if you just had remand, I just died, and then I was setting up where I could go Teferi plus Felidar Guardian by copying the Noble. Kitties, 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 kitties,
Yeah.
kitties.
I don't think I could. Like, I had Echoing Truth, which only stops
Yeah.
the combo for a turn that I kept holding up.
Yeah.
But I can't just sit there while you're like, if I do nothing, you just violin the sword, and then,
Yeah.
then I probably have to Echoing Truth that.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
you could have like grape shotted the Snowheeli, but I mean,
yeah.
then you don't get gifts, and then yeah, sure, I'm not gonna kill you the next turn, but I mean, I have sword and Teferi.
Yeah,
so
you're going to sword the Queller. Now
Yeah.
you have 4 or 5 Queller.
Yeah.
I can then next turn, I have to discard the Merchant Scroll. Next turn when you attack, I probably Echoing Truth it. But
Yeah.
then you get to still re-quell.
Did you have Outgoing Truth the turn before?
I had Echoing Truth the entire time.
Okay, so yeah, I actually couldn't have killed you if I went and Felidar Guardian then the turn before, because then you
Yeah.
just Echoing Truth Snowheeli.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kept holding up, but I think at that point there was I just needed to go for it, and
Yeah.
obviously that's one of the reasons I dealt with the Noble. But then you
Yeah.
had Pathfinder Guardian in your 4-card hand that I knew a card of, so
Well,
then
you
die.
got the number one gift expert, I would say, in chat. So let's see if Drake can correct you on any plays.
Honestly, look, I think maybe so. The one thing I think I would do differently in hindsight was I would take a land instead of the
For your sleight of hand?
off the sleight.
Yeah.
I just drawn the one gifts as my draw step for turn, and when I slighted, I saw a merchant scroll land. I thought like merchant scrolling for a remand because I didn't have a super fast hand would be more relevant because I had a 3-lane hand. But then I didn't draw land until that turn 4 when I drew Spire Bluff.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to land, but it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah,
I guess I could have then. I guess it would have. So because if I'd kept an untapped land, then I can just not kill the Noble Hierarch, but I can hold up Echoing Truth.
Yeah,
I can just do Grape Shot for 3, ult 2 mana up. But because I drew ETB tapped land, I got punished on that. But
yep. That's fair. And then for me, it was like I just got Snowheeli Rye on the table right away. So you just constantly have to play the game differently because you're just within striking distance at any point. I didn't have Felidar Guardian until, I drew it that turn, I think, or the turn before. But yeah, I was just able to disrupt a little bit with Spellqualler, kind of force your hand during the next turn, and then, be able to get it done. So
have you done? Yeah.
I think the one mistake Drake was saying in chat, I think you could have Echoing Truth the Spellqualler and then Grape Shot at the Snowheeli.
So I had, so I do the gifts thing. I untap, I Manamorphose, and then,
Manamorphose, Ritual.
I found a slight. Well, I didn't have a ritual, so I cast Manamorphose. Now I have blue red, and I have 1 untapped land, and then I drew a sleight of hand, and then I slided into a ritual, and then I cast the ritual. I have 3 red in pool, but I don't have access to blue. And I never have 4 mana outside of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was a line that was possible.
I don't think it was.
If I had
if you had the ritual,
if I had an untapped land.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess if I take the untapped land instead of the merchant scroll, then all I have to do is go, Manamorphose, then Echoing Truth the Queller.
Get 3 lands.
Then I cast the Gifts and Given.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I Echoing Truth cast it get you to give me a land.
Yeah.
And then I've cast the gifts too. If you give me a land, then I get to Grape Shot both the Noble Hierarch and the Snowheeli.
Yeah.
That would have been a techie line.
That would have been.
It requires me to cast the gifts in a way. I mean, it makes that first gifts worse, but it completely decimates your board.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because it also just leaves you with the Queller in hand. So there's an issue with that line where it leaves you.
No, the Queller would be dead because you would.
No,
you would echo it.
It leaves him with the Queller in hand, and it makes me use my gifts to set that up instead of setting up my combo, which makes me reliant on resolving the other gifts ungiven.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that line better. I can
potentially then merchant scroll for remand to set up the other gifts because then I'll have extra mana. So maybe that line works, but it's a lot slower.
Yeah,
but
I would defer to Drake, after crushing it this time. But unfortunately, you're not Drake Sasser, and fortunately for me, that you're not. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break to sideboard here and see if our sideboard will adjust to any of these games. We got Snowheeli up 1-0 against the SCG winning deck list. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding with Gift Storm against 4-color Snowheeli.
Yes.
On my side, I think the cards we want to bring in are pretty obvious. The removal is quite good. Mystical Dispute is also nice. It can stop, counter that turn 2 Snowheeli that put me under a lot of pressure to try to hold up mana. For Echoing Truth,
or
Teferi can counter your counterspell, Spellcaller, Negate.
Yeah, that card seems insane.
The only card it's not good against in your deck is Felidar Guardian.
Yeah,
but you can still counter for 3 mana. Not the worst. So I think that one's great. We have to trim some of our main deck disruption. We can't be too reactive. I think Echoing Truth is very poor in the matchup.
Yeah,
it doesn't it's not that good against Queller. It doesn't stop the combo permanently. It just buys you 1 turn.
Yep.
And there's no permanent base hate that I'm worried about from your deck. So that's an easy cut.
I think the best thing you would expect from Echoing Truth is in response to me equipping a sword, you bounce the creature and you get a huge tempo swing. But that does not seem good enough to me.
I'm also trimming a Remand. Trying to make room for some better disruptive elements.
Okay.
I think in matchups where my opponents don't have a lot of removal for creatures, 8 is a little bit too many.
Okay.
You always want to see 1, but the second one is pretty bad.
Wouldn't you take out Baral first if you want to, since it's legendary? Or
no, because you just have counter spells.
Okay.
So sometimes you just get to loot, and again, the second one's not good anyway. So you just even if you can cast it,
sure.
But the value of being able to loot, a single loot is really nice.
Sure. And
then it's pretty easy to trim 1 Past in Flames in sideboarding. Maybe
that you
not.
can
I
get
guess
for one.
You have Force of Negation, don't you? This used to be the case. I've played a bit of Storm. I think against Force of Negation, I can't trim any Past in Flames because if I got one, like normally, you can get one countered and it's fine as flashback. But now with Force of Negation, the calculus has changed. So we're gonna have to cut something else here.
So Drake says that he doesn't like the Abrade, but he likes keeping the Remand and the second Past.
Doesn't like a Braid against the Spellcaller deck.
I can see it. I mean, honestly, if I go turn 1 Noble and you can even go turn 2 Abrade, it's such a tempo loss.
You're also swording me, sort of feasting
Did
him
you give any thoughts to the Blood Moons?
against the mana creature Astrolabe deck.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know.
I'm not a fan. I'm actually good. Like Remand is fine in the matchup, but I think these elements are better. Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't want to sacrifice a lot of speed because of the threat of Corey's combo. So we're just going to trim our Merchant Scrolls. I think that the matchups where this card is great is against discard spells, where they're going to take your Guessing Given with Thoughtseize, and you just have redundant copies. Okay. When the one is safe in my hand and I can set it up with a counter spell or something like that. I don't think I need to overload on these. And then, like I said, I don't need to overload on creatures as well. There's only path I have to worry about.
Okay.
So I want to be still pretty slim and be able to race your combo when necessary, but just have enough disruption that is good against Spellqueller and disrupting your combo. And I think these cards are better than the main deck elements.
Seems reasonable to me. Okay, so for me, I'm bringing in some negates to try to break up your either counter gifts or counter ritual, kind of slow you down essentially. A Braid to deal with your mana creatures, because the ways that I attack your mana creatures is with Path, and that's not great. That's not great to be able to path a goblin because you're kind of, giving yourself that mana advantage anyways. And then Vendilion Click is just a great card when I'm holding up Spellqueller, and then you just don't play anything and I get to take a peek at your hand. Now, cards I'm taking out, I don't think I'll ever have time to pay for Jace. Tapping out is pretty bad. Oko is kind of the same. It can turn your mana creatures into Elk, which would be sweet, but that's only if you jam it on turn 2 and I'm able to accelerate it out on turn 2. Otherwise, it's one of those cards I think it's just bad. And then Ice Fang Quaddle, I would take out more of them if I had anything else that's super exciting to bring in. I could bring in another Path, but I don't think that's too great. So we'll just take these out, but they are just pretty slow. They're good value creatures, but we're not really blocking you or in any regards, so we're going to take a couple of those out.
It just doesn't really apply a lot of pressure.
Yep. All right. Well, Rob, you got any questions while we shuffle up for game 2 here?
Yeah, I got one here. Tariba wanted to know, what do you think the strength of the Stoneforge Mystic package is versus having those slashes be more protection for your combo and perhaps redundancy?
Well, I think just in case you were to get your combo taken care of, something like Unmoored Ego or just, I don't know, just a deck that's very good at dealing with the combo, like Mono Red at burning out Snowheeli. Maybe you just want that Batterskull and that. It's just a good plan B where you don't have to resort a bunch of cards to it. And the nice thing about it, it is protection. It is protection for your combo, because if you play that and you're starting to attack with that, they start to aim all their focus on dealing with that. And then when they focus on that, you're just like, boom, kill you. Batterskull and the Mystic package just buy you enough time, and it makes them force or aim their direction at something else, and then you take over the combo. So it's weird to think of it as protection, but it really is.
Yeah. No, it's the concept there is false tempo, advanced by Jerry Thompson, I believe. And first, developed around the concept of Splinter Twin and why is this weird, engine so powerful, this combo. And it's because it forces you to hold up a bunch of mana, and then your control plan gets better. The same way here, you have the threat of this combo, and it makes your mid-range plan better, but the mid-range cards in turn make your combo plan better.
Yep.
So you force the opponent to have to try to navigate this game that is super tricky unless they know the exact contents of your hand. And any mistake that gets punished either by getting a Batterskull into play or a sword equipped and start hitting them, which are both a pretty big advantage. Or on the other side, if they focus too much on the fair game plan, sometimes they just lose the game.
Exactly. And blinking it with Felidar Guarding and being able to get Batterskull and sword, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah. 6/6 Vigilance, Lifelink, pro green, pro black. Deal damage, untap, they discard. That's a pretty strong creature. Yeah, that's the same amount of keywords as Questing Beast.
You can even do something like turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, turn 3 Snowheeli Rye plus it, and then maybe they've made you discard your Batter Skull.
Yeah.
And then turn 4, you go -2, target the Stoneforge Mystic, get the sword, use the token copy that now has haste to put the sword onto the battlefield with your 4th land.
Yeah.
Equip it to the rerun, attack, untap my 4 lands, cast something else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That seems nice. Yeah, I just think it's a good card in this deck, plain and simple. But
Plays really well.
But I think, if you want to play more protection, you just go towards like the Snowheeli Rye decks that just in general didn't work. Like if we look at the original Snowheeli decks in Standard, it was like Jeskai Control, right? Like where it was just playing that, counter spells, it wasn't as good. The Snowheeli decks that are good are proactive,
Yes.
and that's what I tend to lean on.
Okay, I'm going to be on the play for game 2, and I've got a solid hand here. We got some lands, we got some ways to dig through our deck, and we've got some pieces that we already need established. So
Okay, our hand is pretty decent as well. We're gonna keep. It's nothing insane, but
I'm going to start on a fetch to 19. We're just
Okay.
getting a basic.
okay.
Basic is land, and I'm going to be casting a Serum Visions.
All right, dig.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Well,
Opted
actually,
replacement.
yeah, my it hasn't replaced it. Opt is definitely my favorite. I lied.
Wow, you're
I
gonna
just-
just lie to us here, Ross?
I was speaking in general, just casting a turn 1 cantrip. That's what I want to be doing. But Opt is certainly my favorite.
Well, once upon a time, then too, right?
No, just Opt.
You can cast that on turn 0.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay. We drew a card. We get to look at these, and so this card seems like it's going to be pretty good in this game. Though we're now sort of a ways away from what we want to be doing.
Killing me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we're supposed to send both to the bottom. It's a tough one. So we send this, and our next 2 turns are pretty scripted regardless. We're just going to play some creatures. So I think we're fine having some disruption
Top bottom?
here. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go sack for a forest and play Noble.
19.
Your turn.
No wonder you like Noble Hierarchy. You cast it on turn 1 every game.
I do. I'm a fan. I like Astrolabe too, though, so that's fair.
I am going to start on a Goblin Electromancer.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I don't love that. I don't love that at all.
This is where you go to Fairy, bounce your Goblin.
Yeah, that would be good. We're gonna play this. Now we got a lot of options if we look at our hand here. I think I would rather get this into play and start to try to find an equipment. I'm a little vulnerable then next turn, but I think I'm not doing much if I don't, so we're going to go with the Stoneforge. I'm going to go get the sword and pass it to you and pray.
Classic S word. Okay, so we are not in any danger of being sorted next turn. So let's attack for 2.
Okay.
Get some chip shot damage in. You're going to 17.
17, yep.
I will play a Serum Visions.
Okay.
Not great. 2 more lands that we don't need. Can be sent
Excellent.
to the bottom.
Excellent.
And then I will cast a Brawl Chief of Compliance.
All right.
Pass the turn.
All right, end step. We're going to sack. We're going to go get a blue-white. We're going to get a Hollowed Fountain.
So you're at 16.
Yep. All right. Yeah, we have no way to play a sword and equip this turn, unfortunately. So we're going to untap. All right. And we can't kill you, of course, because we don't have Snowheeli in play.
Yeah, I need 6 mana to do it with the,
Yep. I'll
all
go
in
to
one
14.
turn because Felidar Guardian can blink a land.
Exactly. All right. I am just going to pass to you.
So you're at 14.
Yep.
Why do you need 4 mana?
Just to make you scared.
Oh, this is probably sword plus Quaddle.
Could be. Quaddle.
It's a good draw.
Ruh-roh.
That might be... Am I okay using this card to just draw 3? I think so.
Draw 3.
So we know we've got some bad cards on the bottom of our deck, some lands that I don't need. So let's not fetch just yet.
Okay.
I guess we should just not even play this land yet, should we? Cast a Pyretic Ritual.
Okay.
Storm is 1.
Here we go. And we got something. I saw Drake do this so often.
Yep.
These are probably his favorite thing to do. When he got these things out, it's like, okay, let's go.
I play Storm of Legacy for a long time, but it's my favorite too. we were usually black and blue instead of red and blue.
Sure,
but it's
sure.
the same. Occasionally a little red in Legacy as well.
Sure.
I will Manamorphose, floating 2 red.
Okay.
Let's make 2 blue. Generally have plenty of red in this deck, so
Okay.
we'll draw. That was
so much mana.
not good. So let's use a blue and a red and cast Past in Flames.
Past in Flames, huh? Well, I don't think we really have a choice. Got to try to deal with that. Spell Queller.
So that's Storm 4.
Okay.
I will abrade that, Storm 5. Got the Force of Negation for me?
No, I do not.
Okay. Then I will cast the Past in Flames again for free, Storm 6.
Yep.
Now, I will...
Not cool. Not cool.
Pyretic Storm 7, 3 red.
What do you got there? Plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's Spell Pierce that.
So right now I'd have 0 red in pool.
Yep.
I can just pay the 2 with blue. We can make 2 blue off the Manamorphose with the Visions.
I think that's the best thing I can do with Spell Pierce here.
So yeah, let's pay the 2.
Okay.
That's Storm 8 for you.
Okay.
Or Storm 8 for me. Then we'll go to 3 red.
Yep.
Now, because I want to have access to the cards I scry into, I'm actually going to play my land now. So let's fetch. I'm going to go to 16.
Okay.
And get a Steam Vents. Or actually, I already have red. So I'm going to go to 18. I can just get another basic.
Yeah, Spell Pierce was quite dead with 2 of these creatures. With 1, I could maybe hope to sneak in something, but yeah, I think that's about as good as I could have done.
Okay, so I'm at 18.
Okay.
On another island. We will start on the Serum Visions.
Okay.
So that's Storm 9. Not a bad one.
I need a coloring book
2 lands
while
can
you're
go to the
storming
bottom.
off.
Go to 2 red.
I got this. Going to 10.
Make 2 blue.
Okay.
Draw a card. I think that'll do it. Play a Serum Vision, Storm 11. Those are both good. But
Okay.
then we will Manamorphose again, Storm 12.
Okay.
I will make red blue off this one. 2 and 2.
Got gifts?
I will cast a Gifts Ungiven
Okay.
Was that
floating.
Metamorphose from hand or?
Yes. So this should be here.
Yep. You got it.
Cast a Gifts
Gifts
Ungiven
wins.
hand. Yeah, I also have Great Shot.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. GG. GG.
Yeah, we were going to be really vulnerable there if Corey had Force of Negation.
Yeah. I would have tried to force the Past in Flames, I think, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, there's just wasn't maybe like, maybe that's a reason to want to keep Remand in the deck, but Remand is not that good against Force of Negation.
Yeah, no, not really.
Like, because I'm usually not going to have enough mana to remand my own spell and then recast it, so I'm already having to commit resources into it.
Yeah, and if you
remanding the
remand
Force-
mine, if I just have another blue card, yeah,
Super like
exactly.
That's my problem with it. It's one of the reasons I really want Mystical Dispute, because it's very good against Force.
Yep.
But that's going to be an issue. I don't think there's a lot I can do about Force of Negation.
Yep. And we just over here just didn't have a very good combo-centric draw. Stoneforge Mystic plan against Storm is not great, realistically. But if I was given a little bit more time, I maybe could have chipped away with Sword. And I had a Vendilion Click as well, so if you didn't do anything crazy, I was going to be able to end-step click and, try to look at your hand, take apart a few things, and then really start an actual clock if I strap a sword to it. But, yeah, just going off that turn through a Spell Queller and a Spell Pierce, not much I can do. So, all right, Rob, what do you think? You got a
when I start casting, ritual Manamorphose, you could just have V-clicked instead of Quellered and tried to and then just take the Past and Flames out of my hand.
That's true.
Or
That's true.
Gifts, depending upon which one you think I have.
That's true, but you
Gifts
always
is hard to take. I had a bunch of mana up.
Yeah, Gifts wouldn't have worked. You would have had mana, but yeah, if it was exactly Past and Flames, then it probably would have worked.
If you respond to the ritual, I only have 3 mana potentially up, and I didn't even play the fetch from my hand.
Yeah.
So if I play that, I have 3 mana up. If you respond to the ritual with that, if I then try to Gifts in response to the V-click, I only have 1 mana up, and you can Spell Pierce.
That's true.
So yes, maybe you were supposed to click instead of Quell.
Maybe I was, yeah.
Granted,
I was thinking,
you don't know I have the Abrade.
Exactly. I was thinking Spell Queller was going to be enough, but yeah, the Abrade, for just 1 mana, being able to deal with it was just not great.
That was my decision on the Serum Visions on turn 1, whether I wanted to keep that or push both.
Oh, smart. No, I think Abrade is pretty decent. Take that, Drake, huh? Not to bring in Abrade.
To be fair, if it was Remand, I would have had both V-Click and
Yeah.
Spellquell
So take that, Roz.
and I would have gotten loot, so maybe Remand is better than Abrade.
Yeah,
I think that's the difference in how Drake and I would have sideboarded here.
Yeah. Oh, that's really funny. All right. Do you got a question at all, Rob? We can get one going before this game 3.
Do you feel any of the flavors of Urza will be good choices for this weekend, or do you think Indy kind of proved that the Outcome and Ascendancy decks are not where you want to be?
No, there's no way you're proving the deck's bad, or you're proving that there's other ways to win.
Yeah.
But it's still a tier 1 strategy. You can't fault anyone for playing any kind of combination. I do think, I'm kind of thinking that Emery is just a little bit of a trap. I think it's good, but I don't think it should be an auto 4 of. I think it should maybe be a 2 of and just play, maybe even not the Ascendancy version, just play Wurza. I think Wurza's really good.
Wurza is my favorite variant of the 3.
I think so too,
I like just being more interactive. I do think they're all good. It's not it's not like the Outcome decks did poorly.
Yeah.
There was one in the top 8. There was they were littered around.
Yeah.
And it's they weren't overwhelmingly the most popular deck. So it's not like only putting one in the top 8 is a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I looked and add it all together, I think it was 18% or something. So it was a high percentage of the field, probably the most. But I mean, yeah,
but then you expected 1 or 2 in the top 8, and you got 1 in the top 8.
Exactly. I think it did fine. I played a Sultai Oko list this weekend, just in a Magic Online event with main deck Oko. Sultai Wurza, main deck Oko, and then just basically the rest of the Urza package. I thought it was sweet.
Nice.
All right, so I'm going to go first, and wow, this hand is heinous. Path to Exile and 3 Quellers, that's probably not going to get the job done. Yeah. We're going to ship this one back.
I have a very good hand that just needs lands, and I've got a Visions to help find them, so we are going to keep.
Wow, how lucky. How lucky. You got another question while I'm mulligan here?
Yeah, how do you feel about Tron right now? Do you think that's in a good position?
I don't think so. Look at all these combo decks that are popping up, Amulet. Urza's faster than ever. And Storm. That's 3 bad matchups. So I think I would stay away from Tron. If you want big mana and you have time to test, Amulet's the best. And then I think Scapeshift is a pretty decent choice as well. But I would really avoid Tron for the weekend personally. And I like Tron, but I don't think it's at a good spot right now.
I actually think Tron's a little bit better than Scapeshift now because of how good Karn is in the metagame.
That's true. Karn is really good at Urza. Yeah.
So if it didn't have Karn, the Great Creator, I would say Tron is
I would rather
pretty
play
bad.
I would rather play Eldrazi Tron though to get Chalice for these decks and just play Karn personally.
That's reasonable as well. Yeah, Chalice.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep this. This hand has some problems. But I don't think we can really mulligan this hand. Yeah, we're going to keep. Now, what to put to the bottom? I think it's just got to be this card. But maybe we kind of need that. Yeah, ugh, feels bad. But maybe we just put this to the bottom. Wow, I got to take a second to think about this one. All right, we're just gonna put this to the bottom. Feels too wrong to put this card to the bottom when this is kind of our deck. So, all right, we're gonna go to
turn 1 Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, turn 1 Noble. Now, which land do we want to get?
He stole my powers. I used to always have turn 1 Llanowar Elves or Elvish Mystic, and he just has turn 1 Noble every game.
All right, so I think we are going to actually get this Stomping Ground so that we have red for Snowheeli, because Noble Hierarch does not help with that. So we're going to do that and play a Noble.
You're at
Pass it
17.
to you. Yep.
That was a heinous draw. Might be the worst. Might have been the worst draw on the deck.
Nice.
I will also go to 17.
Okay.
Get a Steam Vents. Where are you?
You to 17. Okay.
I love that Drake put fetch lands in his Storm deck.
Yeah.
I just can never understand why Caleb and Paul did not like fetch lands.
Their reasoning was always that then when they put a card on the bottom of their deck, their only shuffle effect was the gift, so they knew it was on the bottom of their deck.
Yeah, I know what the reason was. I never liked it.
I mean, they also never played Blood Moon, so I think that's a big difference, right?
And like yeah, Blood Moon is a big deal.
Yeah.
I just hated Shivan Reef. Just hate.
Yeah, Shivan Reef feels bad to me.
I mean, I own Apocalypse Shivan Reefs. I would like to play them. No.
Nope. Yeah, Painlands in general have not been at a good place in a long time.
Nope.
Caves of Kilbos, I saw in like a Black White Eldrazi
Yeah, it's
list.
basically only
bit.
Eldrazi where you need the actual colorless. Okay. Okay, then. We will top this and bottom that and pass the turn.
All right. Great draw on our part. Absolutely great draw. So we're going to go take 2, go to 15, and we're going to play these and get a sword. Your turn.
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Move to discard.
Oh, no. Yes. We love that. How unlucky are you?
Very.
Don't worry. Just pick up 2 cards to discard while you're at it. Oh, I guess I actually can't do that yet.
You don't have land 3?
All right. Well, now I do. 13. Strap sword to this. Equip. Attack for 4. Shoot a 13. Untap.
Puts me to 13. Okay.
Yep. And then I'll untap. Pass to you.
Your turn.
Oh, no. Sorry, buddy.
Let's get some Fs in chat for Ross.
Thank you. Thank you. Now let's go with a Felidar Guardian. I'll blink this. Go get a Batter Skull. All right, and then we will move to attacks.
I go to 9.
9. Yep. Trigger.
Drake says just be luckier.
Just be luckier. I can't argue with the champ. Can't argue with the champ. Pass to you.
I think I needed to hit land from there to have a shot.
Well, that's for sure.
I guess I'm actually just.
I can't play Batter Skull.
Yeah,
I blinked it. Yep.
Okay. You're up.
All right.
Yeah, I think I needed land from you.
Okay, that's probably good. How about Snowheeli Rye? Even had the protection. Boom! Infinite Cats. Who would have guessed this deck's really good at when an opponent doesn't play anything?
Never would have known.
And since, I had the advantage of knowing that you were going to play turn 1 Serum Visions and you needed a land. So I could have went turn 1 Spell Piercer Serum Visions, but I figured for the respect of the game, that was probably not great.
Honestly, I think if I was playing in Storm and then that was. Oh, well, I would play the Noble Hierarch. Well,
yeah, I had Noble Hierarch, so of course I should have played that. But with you literally saying, for the sake of Versus Live, I could have held up Spell Pierce, but...
I was going to say, but like if you didn't have another tournament play and you had just gone land go, I would just snap Spell Pierce any cantrip they play in tournament.
Oh, for sure I would, but I didn't have a second land either, and I didn't have a second land, and I just drew land 2, land 3, so that's pretty lucky. But all right, we are running a little behind schedule, and we want to get to this third match, because guess what? We're playing for the marbles. They're on the line. I thought maybe I was like, I'm probably in trouble here. You got the SCG winning deck list, but Ross's luck was horrendous.
First place, 1 land. It seems like it synergizes, but it doesn't.
Can we rewind the tapes? Was Ross saying 38th place is indeed not better than first? I don't know.
Yeah. Drake very lucky to dodge this matchup.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Draw 2 lands. Who does that?
Who does that?
Must be nice.
All right. Well,
2 whole lands.
we learned from this match that Drake Sasser is a much better player than Ross and would have maneuvered this game in so much of a different way. Drake would have won that game, right? I mean, he would have found a way to steal Ritual with 1 land and just combo off on turn 3, but Ross did not. So, everybody, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then I am playing a spicy deck that won the PTQ at a GP overseas. I am playing Hedron Crab Vengevine. So, basically, a lot of the same cards Hogak had without our friendly neighborhood 8/8 Trampler. So, it's definitely worse. But it's still doing some fun stuff. And you're playing Jonathan Hobbs' Jun Shadow list that he managed to make to the top 8 or top 4. I can't remember.
Top 8, I believe.
Top 8. So had a great result.
5th place.
So had a great result. We're gonna battle those 2 matches against each other, and we're playing for the marbles. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.